There are accusations of lewd texts and comments of Lauer exposing himself. And one woman alleges to the New York Times that a encounter in his office culminated with her passing out and Lauer having his assistant take her to a nurse.
Matt Lauer was one of the most perverted men on TV. He would regularly humiliate his employees and put them in compromising situations for personal gain. His antics reflected in his interviews, like making Anne Hathaway clearly uncomfortable and pretty much violating Sandra Bullock on national television. So let's get into it. I'm always amazed at what women will do because they're afraid of feeling rude. Are you, Matt? Because today we're taking a deep dive into Matt Lauer and why you don't ever see him on your TV screens anymore. He's been blacklisted from the industry for a good reason.
I'm always amazed at what women will do because they're afraid of being rude.
There are so many disturbing clips of this man and horrific allegations, so let's dive in. Now, in this case, Matt did not realize that the cameras were rolling, and he made some inappropriate comments about some women that were there with him at his job. Keep in mind, like, he's the boss here, so you can't really say anything back to him.
I'm going.
Pretty sweater. Keep bending over like that. It's a nice view.
Matt was like asking her to like stay bent over because he liked the view from over there. Another creepy moment went down in 2012 and Anne Hathaway was the victim here. He made a joke that just wasn't funny about some paparazzi photos being taken of her up her skirt, which is such unacceptable behavior. Like back in the early 2000s, I remember they constantly tried to get pictures up like Lindsay Lohan's dress or Britney Spears and put a star on it and expose them, which is sick.
Seen a lot of you lately.
Sorry about that.
You were.
I'd be happy to stay home, but the film.
Let's just get it out of the way. You had a little wardrobe malfunction the other night. What's the lesson learned from something like that, other than that you keep smiling, which you always do?
Well, it was obviously an unfortunate incident.
Or the lesson be like, maybe photographers don't try to take pictures up someone's skirt.
Yeah.
I think it kind of made me sad on two accounts. One was that I was very sad that we live in an age when someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it. And I'm sorry that we live in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants, which brings us back to Les Mis.
Anne Hathaway is so poised. Her answer was, chef's kiss. She knows how to state it. I mean, I'm sorry that we live in this age as well. Look at this interview with Sandra Bullock.
Major thing that's changed since you were here last?
Yes.
I have now seen you naked.
And I'm so sorry about that.
I have seen you naked.
Were you able to sleep afterwards? Why are you looking down?
It's now my screensaver.
Why did you look down when you said that?
I was looking at my notes.
Not your notes are not over here.
Yeah, they were right there.
That would be this.
They
You
were
went
right
like that.
there. I
Yeah.
didn't go like this. I went like this.
I'm just saying.
You're naked for most of this movie.
I still.
That's a long
No,
stretch.
I'm not naked for most of this.
Except for
Emotionally naked.
That is so creepy that he's so comfortable, like, saying this stuff to stars, like the talent who's supposed to be on the show. Imagine how comfortable he is with the employees. Let's actually talk about some of his colleagues, because back in October 2019, this woman, Brooke Nevels, claims that she was taken advantage of by Matt Lauer. She was in Sochi going and reporting on the Olympics when she ran into Matt Lauer at a bar. That night, I guess she had had 6 shots of vodka and ended up going back home with him. Brooke claims that Matt pushed her onto the bed, kissed her, and asked her if she liked doing sex, but in the butt. She declined several times, but then he allegedly just did it and didn't use any lubricant, and it was painful and she was in pain. Oh my God, I'm starting to black out. That sounds horrible. It was non-consensual, and Brooke said she was too drunk to consent and that Matt Lauer had taken advantage of her. This blind item reads, there's been a nasty accident in Hollywood and someone will have to pay up. The issue is nobody wants to take responsibility per usual. But that's not the case anymore, because with Morgan & Morgan, regular people are finally winning too. They are the largest injury law firm in America, with over 1,000 attorneys and offices across the country ready to fight for you if you end up working with them. In the entertainment industry, these stars have a a full team to manage them. Why shouldn't you? Plus, they've been doing this for over 35 years and recovered $25 billion for people just like you. One of their clients was offered a measly $350,000 from an insurance company. Morgan & Morgan got them $12 million. And these aren't rare stories. This is what they do. What makes it even better is how easy it is. For in 2025, people, Morgan & Morgan doesn't make you deal with the paperwork or pay anything up front. You can scan my QR code and fill out your case within minutes. And remember, the fee is free unless they win. So you don't have to pay anything out of pocket, and you're not hiring a lawyer. You are hiring a full team who knows how to get it done. That is why Morgan & Morgan is who I would trust if anything happened to me. If you need them, you could start your claim now by clicking the link in the description below, or scan the QR code on the screen using your phone's camera. It's fast, it's simple, and it could change everything. Supposedly, NBC was accused of paying out several of Matt's victims before they had fired him. I don't know if this is the case, but it's not a good look. I mean, it seems like they protected him.
You claim that NBC had multiple secret settlements and non-disclosures with women who alleged misconduct from Lauer years before this incident. But NBC, they put out a statement today calling this, quote, false. They say the agreements you seem to be referring to involve employees who made no complaint to management.
Now, I don't know what is true or not. That's Ronan Farrow, who's there being interviewed at The View. He's the son of Matt Farrow, and he is the one who's uncovered this. He did a lot for the Harvey Weinstein case as well.
And whose department agreements or departure agreements were unrelated to Lauer and completely routine. They add, we have no secrets. We've got nothing to hide. Do you have proof?
There is proof and a paper trail in this book. If companies continue to silence people...
I mean, if there's a paper trail, then that's what he's uncovered. But of course, NBC doesn't want to be taken down with that. Now, in 2006, Matt Lauer was accused of media misconduct on a Dateline interview involving Britney Spears. He heavily focused on her fitness as a mother and referred to paparazzi photos asking, is Britney a bad mom? And that was a question that Britney Spears actually cried over. He berated her and humiliated her in this interview, and it was so uncomfortable to watch. Documentaries like Framing Britney Spears have now cited this interview as an example of how the media fueled Britney's breakdown rather than supporting her.
Then, Dateline host Matt Lauer incessantly quizzed Britney about her parental fitness, essentially driving her to tears. In her book, she notes how he vaguely insinuated that practically everyone was asking, is Britney a bad mom?
It's not like, did Britney record a bad song? Is Britney wearing a bad outfit? Is Britney in a bad marriage?
Yeah.
Is Britney a bad mom?
You have to realize that we're people and that we just need privacy and we need our respect. And those are things that you have to have as a human.
It's so sad to watch because no one was there to support Britney. This comment reads, this is really sad as a girl that grew up watching Britney and is now a mother too. She was just trying to get by day and everyone was harassing her. But Matt Lauer's had a lot of power in the industry he's been a part of. He could get people fired if he wanted to. And he has. Like, Ann Curry was his co-star and it looks like he did not like her. There were a lot of internal politics at play, and it wasn't her performance or the ratings, but the fact that Matt just simply did not like her. Viewers rallied behind Team Ann, criticizing NBC and Matt Lauer, with some even heckling him at public events. The incident firing Ann damaged his public image and hinted at deeper issues within NBC's culture.
This could totally be true. We just read Katie Couric's memoir Going There, and in it she says that Ann Curry did know about Matt Lauer's sexual harassment allegations because women who worked at the Today Show had gone to her for help. She in turn went to HR at Today Show to try to get some justice stored or something, and instead she ended up fired.
This comment reads, the whole cast bullied her and it was so horrible to watch. I'm sure it was so much more horrific to experience. She was the only one to call him out. Ann Curry did admit it felt like a boys' club behind the scenes at the Today Show. And she says that her final months were a form of professional torture. But eventually NBC, they gave in and they fired Matt Lauer in 2017. Employees found out about his firing just hours before going live for Wednesday's show.
It's a sad morning here at Today and at NBC News. Just moments ago, NBC News Chairman Andy Lack sent the following note to our organization. Dear colleagues, on Monday night, we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace by Matt Lauer. It represented, after serious review, a clear violation of our company's standards. As a result, we have decided to terminate his employment.
Remember Brooke Neville's? Well, that's the person who got Matt Lauer fired. That incident in Sochi, Russia, when they covered the Olympics in 2014 was enough to get rid of him. But after Matt was fired, all of the details started to come out. Like, we know that Matt's a married man, so how does your wife feel about this? One source said that he regularly cheated on his wife. Everyone knew his wife lives in the Hamptons and he lives in the city, but we never heard he made unwanted moves. The Times exposed another incident where he, Matt Lauer, had been making inappropriate comments to one of his employees. She was a Today producer in the late 90s, and she claims in the year 2001, Matt brought her to his office to discuss a story. When she sat down, he locked the door and asked her to unbutton her shirt. She did. She then claims that he stepped out from behind his desk, pulled down her pants, bent over her chair, and did it with her. She allegedly passed out with her pants halfway down and woke up on the floor of his office. She claims that Matt Lauer had his assistant take her to a nurse afterwards. Now, she did not reveal her identity, but a reporter spoke to her, and here's her interview.
That he then asked her to unbutton her blouse, which she did. She says he then came around from his desk, pulled down her pants, and had sex with her. She says she does bear some of the responsibility for what happened, but she felt like he was kind of using his power over her.
In a Variety report, they included 3 more women who accused him of harassment. One person claimed that he had brought her into his office and then dropped his pants, showing her his wiener. Matt then later reprimanded his employee for not engaging in a sexual act, so got her in trouble for not doing it with him. He also allegedly gave a female colleague a sex toy as a present, including a note about how he wanted to use it on her.
But this morning, other clips are resurfacing too, like this sexually driven sketch.
Crank it in, ladies.
Again, Matt, really? It's the 3rd time this week.
Nowadays, it seems like Matt Lauer is keeping to himself. He's lost a lot of friends. People would check up on him for a while, but that stopped. He just stays to himself, and he doesn't really reach out to people anymore or engage with them. So he's lost touch with a lot of people. His lavish lifestyle has also changed. When he left the Today Show, he didn't get paid a penny after he got fired. NBC stuck with that. He's still sitting on mountains of money, but then again, he had a lot of money in real estate. So he's just sitting there rich with no consequences for any of his actions. I mean, his reputation's done for, but it doesn't seem like Matt Lauer really cares. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive. You guys were asking for it, so email me at SloanWellKnown with some video ideas, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.